What is up, guys? Thanks for tuning into the Three Peaks Fitness Podcast. I'm Coach Mark.
I'm Coach Lynette.
Let's talk about the core today.
Yes.
Everyone's favorite. Everyone wants the core. Everyone wants the six-pack.
Yes.
Everyone wants the flat abs. Everyone wants to be on the cover of Men's Health, Women's Health. Everyone wants to just have the nice tummy.
Yes, we hear a lot of people talking about like, oh, how am I going to get that six-pack?
Yeah.
But we were just talking about this before you turned the camera on, that has not always been a fitness goal. That's a recent phenomenon.
Yeah. Relatively recent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably starting in the 70s.
The late
with
70s
bodybuilding.
with Arnold Schwarzenegger and bodybuilding when that came about. Before that, you look at fitness people before that, all the strong men and all the big, they didn't have six-packs.
Yeah. They were. Yeah, even what's his name? The original bodybuilder guy, the Mr. Olympia trophy. What's his name?
I can't.
Something Sandow.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name. His name escapes me.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, like he didn't have any abs. He was he looked like a muscular guy. Obviously, he worked out. But yeah, abs weren't like
Yeah.
a thing. But now they're a thing. Everyone wants the abs.
Right. And so 99% of the population does not naturally have visible ab muscles showing. That's, I'll allow 1%
Yeah.
to be naturally there, naturally lean.
Yeah. Well, and let's talk about that because I think people have a skewed idea of how easy it is to get visible abs and how sustainable it might be.
Right.
Right. So in order to get visible abs, you need to have a certain percentage of body fat.
Yeah.
Now, it varies, but like generally for guys, like if you want visible abs, you want to get under like 10-ish percent. And for women who want, like the lean, like the flat, leaner, like, oh, I got the little pockets on the sides type of ads, you want to get under probably about 20-ish percent body fat. To get down to that level of leanness, you have to make ridiculous sacrifices.
Yeah.
You can't have really a social life.
No.
Because you can't, you're not going to go out and eat,
No.
Fries on game day with your friends.
No.
Right? You can't, you're not drinking, you're not having a beer, you're not drinking with your, so you're, in order to get down to that, it is truly a lifestyle. Right? It's one of the reasons why bodybuilding and stuff is so stressful is because it has to consume your whole life. Your nutrition has to be like absolutely on point for an extended period of time.
You are weighing your food.
You're weighing everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you're weighing all your food and you're measuring everything out and you're eating on a schedule. And you can't deviate from the schedule.
Yeah.
So it's like having a newborn baby. You got to be tethered to the kitchen.
Yeah. Your life life revolves around your nutrition.
And you're sleeping on a schedule, which I'm not opposed to. But, you can't go out. Like, no, you have to be in bed by 8. Like, you can't.
Right.
You can't stay up late.
Oh, no, so I can't go catch that movie with you guys. I got to go to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is how it is. It really is that
It's unforgiving. It's absolutely unforgiving.
Yeah, and also on top of that, the food you're eating, you're not gonna. It's gonna get so old so fast.
Yeah, broccoli and fish.
You can't put salt on anything. Like you just have to be so strict. It is only a small percentage of the population can do it temporarily.
Yes,
and those people do it for show competition purposes.
Yeah.
They get that lean
to
go on stage and get judged. They're not like that year round.
No way.
And so
no way.
For the vast majority of us, it's just I just wanted to say this. I'm not saying this to like depress people. I just want to be real with people and say like you're probably not willing to make the sacrifices that it takes to look that lean.
Yeah.
I'm not. And I own a gym. Like I'm, what I mean? Like most people, it's just ridiculous. The sacrifice.
So just be aware that this whole idea, like, oh, I want a flat stomach and abs. This is something we've been conditioned through the media to see as a goal.
Yeah.
But it's not always been that way. It's just something that's been popped up in the last 30 years.
Yeah.
As a goal. So readjust, realign, and decide. Okay, well, if it's not visible abs, what does working my core look like? What's my goal?
Yeah. And working your core is still very important, right? Just because it's really, really, really difficult to get you know,
Yeah.
photo abs,
Yeah.
does not mean you should ignore your core. In fact, you really shouldn't, because if you neglect working your core in the right way,
Yeah.
you're going to develop back problems,
Yeah.
you know, joint issues that will make you say, dang, I wish I worked my core the right way, because I'm laid up here in excruciating pain.
Yeah, and the core is more than just those the abdominis, rectus abdominis.
Rectus
that's,
abdominis, yeah.
right there in the front. It's actually layers and layers of. It's actually everything that a corset would cover if you're going to wear a corset. It's all those muscles that a corset would cover, and it's very deep. Goes very deep into your whole torso.
Yeah.
And they crisscross each other. It's like a very elaborate spring system.
They're all interconnected.
Yeah.
And probably the easiest way to kind of break it down is into like regions of the core, right? The core basically consists of 4 different regions. Now, each of these regions have a bunch of muscles within them, right? But for simplicity's sake, let's just break it down into 4 regions. So the first region is what we all normally think of as like the core, right? Your abs, your abdominal regions.
The outside layer.
Yeah, the outside where the six pack would be, right? That's the front part of your torso. And then you have the obliques, which wrap around the side, right? So if I'm starting with the abdominals, my belly button, then I'm working my way outward into the obliques, right? And if I keep working my way all the way around my body to my back, I have the lower back. And then the last region would be the glutes, which are a part of your core as well. They're hopelessly interconnected to your lower back. And again, each of these sections have a bunch of different muscles in them, but these are just kind of like the muscle groups of the core. And each of these regions are sort of responsible. They have a different. They each have their own responsibility when it comes to the core.
Yeah, they're all laced together. It's all a big chain. But yeah, a lot of people. So we were talking before we started this that the way that media and the general population views working their core, they think about isolating it and just doing core exercises.
Yeah.
But if you talk to anyone that works in the health, a health professional or a fitness professional, the core is not a muscle to be isolated. It's a right. It is a means to being able to do movement, like moving the whole body.
Yeah.
So it's a connection to all the other parts of the body. And so we don't just usually, unless you're doing a specific like physical therapy kind of exercise where you need you to, do the McGill Big 3, where you're doing bird dogs and modified curl ups. You're trying to just tense up the core muscles. But other than that, the way we train core is do a carry, like carry a kettlebell across the room. And now you're having to use your core to prevent that movement in your spine, and you're walking, right? It's part of a bigger movement.
Right. Yeah, you could, I guess, say the responsibility of the core is to, number 1, stabilize the spine, like the lower back, right? And then number 2, transfer power throughout the body.
Yeah.
You could say those are kind of like the 2 responsibilities. But in order for power to be transferred through the body, your core needs to be stable, otherwise you have energy leaks, right? So like if you're a golfer, right? A golfer, the power is actually generated from the ground, right?
Yeah.
Through your feet.
Yeah.
All the way up into the club.
Yeah.
Well, if my core isn't stable and is weak and is leaky and my muscles aren't the way they need to be, how much power am I losing as the power moves up from my leg into my core? There's all kinds of energy leaks. That, how much of that power actually makes it to the club by the time I make contact? You got to
wind up, get everything tense.
Yeah.
All the muscles deep in the core, all tensed up, and then release the spring.
Yeah. Or on a daily basis, right?
Yeah.
So if I'm mulching my yard, right? Like when I go to pick up that bag of mulch, same thing. I'm actually generating power through the ground, right, with my leg, or I should be anyway, if I'm lifting it properly. I'm generating power through my legs. If my core is weak, right, then my spine comes out of line. It's going to be much harder.
You're going to pull your back out.
You're going to pull my back out because it's meant to stabilize, not move. And it's going to be much harder to pick up that bag of mulch than if my core is nice and tight, nice and stable.
Everything, and all the muscles are working together.
Yeah, all are working together. Now, the 4 sections of the core, that I was talking about, right? Your abdominals, your obliques, your lower back, your glutes, they all kind of serve a purpose, right? So the abdominals are the front of your abs are really useful when it comes to bracing your core, creating intra-abdominal pressure to help stabilize your spine, right? So preventing you from, extending your spine, right? Keeping things in line. Your obliques are really good for what's known as anti-rotation.
Yeah.
So preventing you from, the thing we do when we're doing Russian twists intentionally, right? And anti-rotation.
Yeah.
Your lower back also meant to be stable. So, especially your lower back. We do, your upper back up into your T-spine, your thoracic spine, should be mobile, but your lower back, we do not want it. We do not want it to be moving at all.
It's supposed to, use it to prevent motion.
Yeah. And so that we want that to keep to stay stable. And then your glutes are important. They kind of serve a little bit of a different purpose as the movers of your torso.
Oh,
right.
yeah.
So when you are extending your hips and bringing your hips forward, it's actually your glutes doing the work because all the other muscles in your core are trying to stabilize your spine.
Okay.
Right. So if I'm stable right around here,
and then the
glutes are standing me up, right?
They create the motion.
Exactly.
They push.
And so that's how they work together. Even though we wouldn't normally think of the glutes as part of the core. Yeah. I like to say that it's part of the core because they work together to extend those hips forward.
Oh, okay.
And so a lot of issues we run into are obviously things like your core just isn't strong or doesn't have the right endurance, and so you end up hurting yourself. But also, a lot of people aren't actually using their glutes to extend their hips, to move their hips forward. They're using those muscles in their lower back, which are supposed to move.
Those long, skinny muscles that are right along the spine, called the specter rectus or
spinal erectors.
Spinal rectus. There's a lot of people tend to use those instead of their glutes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. When they get that cat back.
So much back pain caused by that. So much back pain.
Yeah. And so now, with all this in mind, what sort of exercises can we then do to work the core in the way we're supposed to be working it?
Okay.
Right? Because your body is designed a certain way, right? It wants to work a certain way.
So first of all, I'm going to tell you what not to do, and then I'll tell you what to do.
All right.
So do not do Russian twists. Okay. That's because you're put your glutes on the ground. So now they're not able to help at all.
Right.
We're crippling the glutes. Right. And now we're creating motion under weight.
Oh yeah.
Okay. You're carrying a kettlebell or a dumbbell or something. And now you're just twisting it and you're using those muscles around the spine for something that they're supposed to prevent motion, not create. So don't do a Russian twist. Don't do planks to the max all the time. You don't want to go to failure all the time with planks because you're going to learn to compensate and develop some really poor movement patterns. So just, do them long enough to get some endurance and then stop. Then crunches, don't do a ton of them. Don't need to be doing a ton of crunches again because it's just isolating one little part and you're not learning the movement. You're not learning movement that you were talking about. Sit-ups, not great for a sensitive back. If you have any kind of back pain at all, sit-ups are not great. If you have a healthy back, you can do some sit-ups, but again, you're still not using full body movement.
Yeah.
Not learning.
I would say in general, for general population, there's a safer alternative to sit-ups.
Yes.
Right? Because we always talk about risk reward. Like even if you don't presently have lower back issues, if there's another exercise that can give you the same effect without the risk of potentially in the future hurting your lower back, that's probably the one you want to go with. Right?
Yeah. So we like bear planks.
Bear planks, and like rockers are good option as well.
Too. Yeah, because those are movements that you have to be able to do.
Right,
and they're natural movements.
And rockers are fun.
They're fun.
Makes you feel like a kid again.
So rockers, you're just on your back and you rock back. And you rock forward. And when you're a kid, you can actually stand up from a rocker. And so as adults here in our gym, we're trying to learn to do that again.
Yeah, it's been interesting. Yeah.
Some people can do it.
Yeah.
And then there's the bicycle crunches again, where you put your hand, the Jane Fonda bicycles.
Yeah.
Again, like what movement are you learning to do? What?
Right. And when
Are
do
you
you
going to do that in your garden? Are you going to, is there a sport that uses? No, I
No.
can't. I don't see anywhere where that movement's really useful.
Yeah, I mean the bicycles, the Russian twist, all of these things that you're twisting.
Yeah.
And it's just not what your core is meant to do.
You're not. It's not transferable to another natural activity. Yeah, you're just grinding away on your vertebrae.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So okay, what to do? So we're gonna do bird dogs. Got to Google it, right? You get on all fours, and you don't just do bird dog reps. You hold them out really strong, using your core, and this trains your spine to stay stable while your arms and legs are moving. That's a movement that you want to learn. Also, remember, do a lot of squats while you're bracing. That bracing that you're
Bracing.
talking.
Gotta brace.
Yeah, doing the squats. Side planks are actually really good. Dr. Stuart McGill, who is a world-renowned back biomechanic specialist, really loves side planks for learning to work the sides, those obliques that you were talking about, and stabilizing the spine. Carries are one of my favorites. So just pick up anything around your house, a book bag, a grocery bag, and uneven weights on each side, because that's going to train your spine to deal with uneven weights and learn to stabilize and be strong. That's a really great exercise. And then knee raises. What?
Yeah, I was just going to chime in with the carries. You want to make sure, because I know a lot of times, like if we're holding like say we're holding like a heavy bag or whatever, right?
Yeah.
We have a tendency to lean opposite
Overcompensate.
overcompensate, which we don't want to do, right? When we're carrying, we want to try to keep our shoulders square, right?
Everything's
That's what's
square.
yeah, and stable. So that's what's going to work your core more than just leaning
That's
opposite.
one of the best core exercises out there. So, if you go, oh, I want to do a core workout, I'm like, oh, pick something up, walk around with it in your hand.
Yeah.
That's all you need to do is walk around. And that gets your glutes involved, and that gets your whole body working with that core. That's what your body needs to learn to do. And then the last one is knee raises. So weighted knee raises. So stand on one foot and then put something like a book bag or something heavy on your knee, and then try to pick that knee up. That is really good for core, and it gets deep. That one gets really deep into those layers, deep in the near your organs, right? All the muscles that are near your organs. That's really great.
Like the psoas.
Yeah,
that we talk about.
Right, all those muscles really close to it's a great exercise for all the core muscles.
Yeah.
So the best core exercises to do are ones that involve your arms and legs and your glutes. You want to get your whole body involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that involve the transfer of weight through
Yeah.
your core.
Yeah.
I guess you could say are like the ones that are going to work your core the way that it's supposed to.
Yeah. Yeah. Instead of just kind of isolating it and doing those silly exercises.
Yeah, don't do that. That'll hurt your back.
That's good. And you will get strong. You'll get a very strong core. You'll feel really good.
For sure.
For really solid, be able to pick things up, carry them up the stairs without a problem. That's how you know you have a strong core.
Yeah,
not,
it's like
not the appearance.
Right. Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, it's working your core that way is going to improve your quality of life.
Yeah.
Picking up those bags of mulch
Yeah.
are going to feel a lot. You're like, oh, that wasn't as hard as it was last year because I've been working my core the way it's supposed to work.
We had a client that came in here after like 2 or 3 months here. She said, I was able to carry a 40-pound bucket of cat litter up the stairs without a problem.
Nice. Those are the victories. Those are the wins.
She goes, like, in one hand, doop, 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 up the stairs. He's like, that's right. She goes, I didn't hurt my back. It was great. So that's a success story.
Yeah, perfect. Cool. Well, you got anything else?
That's it. That's it. So our view of working the core is very different from the media or the general population. So we hope that other people will listen to this.
Yeah.
And change their view of it.
For sure. Cool, guys. Well, yeah, hopefully this was helpful, and we will talk to you next time.
All right. Bye.